Alright, so I need to turn this DR pump and motor upside down for a while. So I got this piece of 8-inch sheet metal pipe and turned it into 7.5 inch. Turned it into 7.5 inch diameter. Put some rubber tube on it to help keep it from scratching things up and scratching the epoxy I put on the stator and stuff. Haven't tried fitting it on there yet. Be about right though. Rubber tube's making it almost big, but there we go. I know you guys probably couldn't quite see all that, but there. I can stand it up without any weight on the windings or anything and have it upside down. Most of the way. Okay, I still haven't put my safety ties on. The windings need tied to the suction line. Alright. Alright, I'm trying to get the base put on this. I've got the spring mounts back on it. I had bought an assortment of metric copper washers because I could find metric easier than English. And it turned out that the 16 inside diameter by 22 millimeter outside diameter was a little too small inside and a little too large outside. So after enough Dremel tool work and rubbing it on sandpaper, I got it to fit. It should fit here, it should fit in the bore in there. So now I got to try and see if this base will go back over this. I bent this originally some before I took the base off, and I've now straightened it back out most of the way. So hopefully I can make it work. I didn't want to reuse the old copper washer. I figured it had been compressed once and that was all it could handle. Okay, one of these three was shimmed from the factory originally, and I should have looked to make sure which one first and didn't do that. So I'll probably have to consult the original video. I think I have a still picture of it also. Make sure and get those washers back in there. I'll be ready to bolt it down. Okay, so I confirmed the 3 washers were definitely on this mount right here, which is what I thought. Just to, yeah, it's upside down, so clockwise from the terminals. The suction line's got its copper washer, and it's all up in the bore already all the way. It has this wide, flat lock washer that goes on. And then the nut, which probably doesn't matter which way, but appears to be that way. 4. That's 7/8 on the inside and outside both. You got less room to get on the inside, so I'm going to put the thinner wrench I had on there. And when I took this loose, of course it had rusted some, but it was tight, best I could tell. And I only had one shot at this copper washer not leaking, so it's getting tight. Okay, they're on to turn on the inside nut. Not the nut on the outside. That I don't need. Gotta be sure the suction line and everything's not twisting out of place. Well, not even close to the shelf from what I can see. Alright. I think I'm alright. The line's shifted a little, but not that much. Alright, now I want... Since I can't hold this and this at the same time, I don't know if this is going to let me turn the nut more without turning this. I might have to stop and figure out a way to hold more. Yeah, I can't turn it anymore so far without feeling like I'm going to turn the whole thing. Oh, I guess I've got it pretty tight. Pulled it up out of its mount. I'm afraid I've twisted this bottom part a little too much. We are springing up more than we were, I think. Yeah, I just let it relax. I wonder how the factory managed to keep that where they wanted it and how close they always got it. Alright. Now the line's starting to move. Huh. I don't want this to twist out like that. Put an extra twist on the whole thing. And that's exactly what it's trying to do. Is the whole thing wants to turn before I get this nut to turn. I don't have anything big enough to clamp this in. Maybe if I get the spring mounts hooked up so that it doesn't twist so much. Oh. Uh-oh. Damn it. Alright, so I ended up getting a box end wrench, of course, because that fits easier. Getting it on there. Didn't look like that suction line moved there, so it shouldn't have on this side. That tightened her up some more. That I feel a little better about. Hello all. I'm getting ready to try and clean and flush out this dome's coil. And to do that, it's nice to have your monitor top dome roller accessory to put it on. Down here I've got my clean shot coil flush and my nitrogen tank to blow it on through with. If I remember right, I think there's probably still some oil in this coil. Me turning it upside down and take it apart. Get it back here and roll it. Or if you want this to clear, you can bring it on out here further. I put it on here yesterday. I deburred the inside edge of this and I've wire wheeled all this, clean it up and ready to weld hopefully. I don't know if you can see down in there, but I've had the coil plugged at both ends. There's a little rubber plug in that end too. So I'll get it out, get ready to flush things. Okay. As you can see, I've kind of tipped my table here, turntable, monitor top dome roller. I've put a board behind it to make sure it didn't slide out of the back. I went ahead, I am going to put a filter dryer in. It's going to take some Street 45s or something, or a custom bent piece to get it out away from the fins enough. I've considered cutting some of this fin here away, but I don't think I'm going to. So I've already cut this off and deburred it now before I flush it. So I had it pointing down when I cut it, but there probably still could have been a few chips get in. So we're going to put some coil flush through here. I mostly get clear oil out, a little drained out. Okay, sit there tight. Oh my, smells like sulfur a little, imagine that. Too much. A little too much at once there. For my containment system here, oops. Oh well, maybe I should have put more cardboard down. We'll stop a minute, clean things. Alright, most mess is cleaned up. I don't know how well you can see it, but we got some really clear looking oil that came out. A fair amount. I thought I had quite a bit backed up into it. A little bit of coil flush in there, it looked like. Alright, we're going to try and do this again, see how much more mess we can make. Put about a half a pound of coil flush through there the first time. I don't think this condenser's that dirty. The oil in this system was extremely clean when I started. We'll go ahead and use up a full pound for the hell of it. Looks like we've got plenty going through there. That's almost a pound, not quite. Making it cold, I hate that part of it because it makes it sweat right away. Alright, now some nitrogen to blow most all of it out. Hopefully slowly first. Normally I would have things covered, but I'm trying to film it. Doing this today partially because it's close to 40 out at least, and I can have the doors wide open because I can't be doing this in a closed room. Looks like that's pretty well got her blown out. Put the rest of it in here with the oil. It'll evaporate out. Just sitting outside. Well, whoops, lost my board. This thing's going over in the furnace to warm up quick. Alright, to clean the dome out, I'm usually just using wire brushes, cordless drill, extension like this. In this case it's one of the old style that has the Allen set screws to lock it in. Wire wheeling for half an hour or so. Plug that hole again first. Had to try not to get too close to that and knock it out. Then I flushed it with brake clean several times. Then I flushed it out with coil flush. Heated it up on the furnace to dry it. Now it's going to go in my last 20-gallon Ziploc bag. And this DR1 dome just barely fits in those. I don't know what I'll put the bigger one in. Yesterday, while the weather was nice, I got the base cleaned up pretty good in my sandblasting cabinet. It is about ready to go on. Huh.